Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm so excited because I am doing my video with Tina's palette. This is the Tropi-COLOR palette. It is from Sydney Grace in collaboration with the Fancy Face or Tina. Tina is one of my friends here on YouTube, and I normally don't get Sydney Grace PR, but she texted me and was like, hey, can I send you my palette? I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So I did get this sent to me. I'm friends with Tina. I'm so excited for her. So congratulations, Tina, on your collab. Tina put her heart and soul into this palette. I feel like it is so her. Let me open it up. Have you seen the inside yet? This is it. I'm gonna leave her channel obviously down below if you haven't checked out Tina. If you don't know who Tina is, how can you not? Please go subscribe to her. Tina's been doing makeup and been here loving makeup from like day one, okay? She has been on this platform for forever. Before I had a channel, I was watching Tina's channel. I love her and I really hope that you will go over there and give her some love, check out her channel, watch her videos. You will love her. So that'll be down below, but I'm also gonna leave her video revealing this palette and talking about this palette because she really goes into detail with all of the reasons why she did everything. She like designed everything. She designed the cover, she picked all these shades, she even like made this shit happen with Sydney Grace. Like she's like, hey, I wanna do this. And I love everything about it. She is glowing, she is beaming in that video, and you should definitely check that out and really hear about the palette in her words. So I'm gonna leave that down below. Check that out as well. So for this video, I am gonna give you some swatches, but I'm gonna do them a little differently. Usually I'll describe the color, but Tina, like I said, has just gone in and she really explains each color, not only like what it looks like, but why she picked it. And I really want you to hear it from her words. So I hope you will go check that out. I'm gonna just swatch these for you so you can see them. These are the Sydney Grace formula. And if you don't know, Sydney Grace's formula to me is just solid. It is just like 100% solid. If you're looking for creamy blendable mattes with tons of pigment, that is Sydney Grace. Like their mattes are unmatched, especially I feel like I don't know, they're just like the best. Like they're just classic workhorse amazing products. And so the mattes are amazing. The shimmers for these are going to be mostly more of that like full pigment metallic, a beautiful shine on them. I mean, again, pigment for days. They're one of those ones where if you swatch it, it just keeps going. You're like, when will it end? That's kind of Sydney Grace's formula. And that's exactly what you're getting in this palette. So I'm going to do swatches really fast and then we'll get into a little bit more about the palette. And of course, I did this look so you can see how I got this look as well. So let's get into swatches. The Tropi-COLOR palette has 18 different eyeshadows in it. It has 10 mattes. One of those mattes is a little bit more of a satin, but overall 10 mattes in here. And then it has 8 shimmers. 2 of them are duochrome, and one of those duochromes is kind of like almost on the verge of a multi-chrome and also has a flaky texture, and that one's Dr. Bird. But here are all the individual swatches. All right, I hope those swatches were helpful for you. I want to get into a little bit about the palette. This is launching today. I wanted to put my video up on launch day so you could go get it if this was something you were interested in. If you love this color story, if you love this theming, if you love Tina and you want to support her and can afford it, this will be retailing for $60 over on Sydney Grace's website. So obviously that'll be linked down below. I believe Tina has a discount code, so I will leave her code down below. And I think it works on the palette. So for me, this is definitely a companion palette. Although it's big, there's lots of color in here. I definitely see myself using this the most as pops of color. Tina explained in her video how she really wanted to create a colorful palette, but with like Sydney Grace's vibe. And I really love that. She took Sydney Grace, which I think has some of the most amazing neutrals out there. They do colorful shades as well, but there is something kind of muted and still kind of grounded, I guess. Like they're not doing neons, they're not doing tons and tons of like really sparkly duochromes or anything like that. And so Tina was able to bring her love of color to Sydney Grace, and she really wanted to make sure that it wasn't too loud, it wasn't too bright, it was kind of this mix and almost like an introduction to colors. So I love like all the thought that was put into that, and I really think it's like smart and just so thoughtful to consider a brand, what they do, and like bring your spin and really do a collaboration, like two things coming together and collaborating. So I love all of that. I love how much of this represents Jamaica for Tina. I love all that. Again, check out her video and hear all the stories and know everything of why she picked, why she named what she named. But like I was saying, I really see myself using like these mattes. Sydney Grace mattes are so good as pops for single shadows that I have in my collection, other shimmers that I have in my collection. You guys know I like something flaky, a little bit more sheer, and so many of these colors in here are going to pair so nicely with other looks that I can imagine myself doing. So that's how I see myself using this the most. I love how my look turned out today. It is beautiful. Like it is like this perfect sultry, colorful, yet, you know, yet not. It's like so me, and I used everything from this palette. Like that's all that's on my eyes. Another thing that I think is so amazing, Sydney Grace has single eyeshadows. I have lots of their single eyeshadows, and this palette also can become single. So these are all magnetized in here. If you have other Sydney Grace singles in your collection, maybe you also are looking at this as pops of color and how you want to use them. You can actually rearrange these. You can put new shadows and different shadows in here. And Tina talked about how this is a bit of a pricey palette at $60 because it is an indie brand, but most of the Sydney Grace shadows retail for about $5 unless you're getting more expensive formulas, and they can kind of go up from there. And so if you think about this palette as singles, like it can be broken down to, I actually think it's a pretty fair price. You're actually paying less than that per shadow in here, and you can move them all around. And I just love that. You guys know I love rearranging singles. I love all of that. So I really think that's just like a special, awesome thing about this, especially since Sydney Grace has all their other singles as well. And I love that you could play around. I also love that she put the time and thought into making it match with her other collab. So this is her collab with Odin's Eye. It's not available anymore, but she really wanted to make sure if you had this palette, you could use the Sydney Grace one in conjunction with it. And so here they are together. This one definitely has some more punchy colors in here. It's a little bit brighter, whereas this one, she wanted it to be a little bit more muted. Again, kind of an introduction to color. And I love that she put that thought into having them pair together. It was definitely something I thought as well, just seeing the palettes. So yeah, those are all my thoughts. Let's just get into the demo so you can see how I created this eye look. I was going back and forth on a lot of different options for today, but this is what I settled on, and I love it. I feel so pretty, and I really love that inner pop. Like, so pretty. Okay, let's get into the demo. All right, let's get into this look. Ooh, I'm so excited to see what we create. I'm going to first prime my eyelids. I'm just using the Sigma Eye Base. This is the shade, I think, Persuade. All right, fix my eyebrows a little bit. Hopefully it's like minute, but I think it makes a difference. Anyway, okay, so starting, I have like a million ways I want to use this. Like part of me wants to like just use Dr. Bird all over my lid. I've already done that before, and like this on the inner corner. What a simple, fun look. I might do that. I thought I was gonna do something else. Okay, another look that I was thinking about is using this shade here, Lignum Vitae. I think that's how you say it. Using that, but kind of doing a halo eye and using either the dark blue here, the navy, or even using the maroon shade in the outer and inner corner. Maybe still topping over with Dr. Bird. I was also thinking about using Dr. Bird, and instead of going with like the blues, going more with like the yellow and the orange, because this does have an orange kind of flip to it and kind of an orangey pink base going, like you can see it there. So it'd look really cool, and then that blue purple kind of topper would pop. I don't know. So many options, not to mention, you know, just using Helsha, that's what she was saying, or Hellshire, but she says Helsha, I think. Putting that all over the lid also, and just a little bit of cocoa beans on the outer edge. So there's so much, there's so much to do. Dr. Bird's calling my name, you know it is. Like the flaky, more sheer shadow, like that's my life. Like that's my life. Me and Tina come together. She loves mattes and the bold color, and then I'm over here with like the sparkles, the flakies, and like together, it's a match made in heaven. I'm pretty sure Dr. Bird is calling my name. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna first go in with the maroon shade here. That's gonna go in my outer corner. I'm using something that's a little more precise than maybe I normally would, just because these colors all turn up very dark on my skin and on my eyes. Sydney Grace reminds me sometimes of like higher end formulas like Pat McGrath and even Natasha Denona, where I feel like on me, their colors turn even more pigmented than you would expect. So I am just starting off, putting that in the outer corner and just taking my time to blend it out. I might reach into another Sydney Grace palette just to blend out the edges, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to not, because I don't really want too much of like a transition type shade. I really want that Dr. Bird to be mostly what's all over my lid. I'm really just using this to get some nice depth in that outer corner. And it's gonna look so pretty topped over this outer corner, because I'm gonna bring it all over the lid. And now I'm just blending with nothing on the other side of this brush. All right, that blended out so beautifully. I'm gonna leave it here, really taking that brush and blending out with nothing on, really sheared it out so nicely. I'm probably gonna add even a little bit more, but I usually do that step after I've added the shimmer. So I'm just gonna go in with the shimmer right now. We're doing it. Dr. Bird all over the lid. I'm just using my finger. I always use my finger usually for any lid shade, but especially anything that's like flaky. I really like how you can push it into your lids. I just love duochromes and texture. I really do. I'm a sucker. This is so beautiful. It's definitely like my version of like a colorful kind of tropical, still kind of easy sultry 2-shadow look, because you know I'm gonna bring my style still to it, but I love it. I'm gonna take a little bit of coconut, which does have a little bit of a satin to it. I am gonna use that just to dust very lightly on my brow bone, just to get some lift there. I'm also going to take that fluffy blending brush that I had before, just blend the edges. And I'm also going to add a little bit more of that maroon shade, just tapping it in the outer edge, just to add a little bit more depth. I like tapping things over once I have the shadow on, because it can help you to like decide how dark you want to go. It's almost like that technique of putting your lipstick on before you do your eyeshadow, so you can make sure you match like the way you want each to be colorful and bold in relation to each other. It's kind of my way of doing that same kind of thing with my eye look. Plus, I tend to take shimmers all the way like to my outer corner, so this just brings back that depth. For the inner corner, I'm going to take the Blue Maho shade, which is more lavender than Wolmer's, which is really sky blue, like so pretty. This would be so good for almost like a mod look. But I'm going to take the Blue Maho and I'm putting that, spotlighting it on my inner corner. Oh, so pretty. I already did this once too, using this on my inner corner, and it looked so good. You can also put down coconut if you want as like a base and then really let it pop on top of it. I really like the way it plays off like the blue kind of shimmer going on the lid. Okay, I love it. I'm going to add some liner. I brought out a purple one because I thought it would match the look nicely. I figured I was gonna go something where purple would complement it, whether it was blue or more purple or whatnot. So this one's from Persona. This is the shade Plum. I'm just adding a little on the lower lash line, just in the outer corner. You guys know how I do. And then I'm gonna add a little on the top lash line and also tightline just a little bit, but really keeping it more to the outer edges. And then I'm gonna blend that out with a little brush. A lot of times I just use my finger, but I find sometimes it's nice to just have something that really smudges in there and gets in there, especially when I'm working with a darker liner and one that has a lot of pigment. And this one also has like a lot of grip, like it dries down, so I really want to blend it exactly where I want it. All right, I'm gonna add some mascara, and I think that's the look. We'll see if I want to pop anything else. All right, guys, so here's the final look with that palette. I love it. I love that pop of blue in the inner corner. Very like Tropi-COLOR vibes for me, at least with my more neutral looks. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I would do a look with this palette. You know, I love the lid shade. Dr. Bird is so pretty, so my style, and I love that maroon shade also. I can't wait to wear it with other things outside of the palette, like using it as an outer corner shade like that. On me, it gives a lot of depth, a lot of richness with just this tiny hint of something kind of maroon going on, and so I find it's like this perfect neutral with lots of depth, but still something different to it, and I love colors like that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the look. Ooh, it looks so good. It's my first time seeing it all the way zoomed out. I love it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely, if you're interested in this palette, go check out Sydney Grace's website. It's available currently and now. I'm so happy for Tina and her collaboration. Thank you, Tina, for sending this to me. And other than that, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.